currently installing the new exhibition, which opens on next Friday, May 17th.
And what is it?
This is going to be Georgia O'Keeffe in New Mexico.
Oh, wow.
So what inspired Georgia O'Keeffe when she first came to New Mexico and started making visits out here? This is Georgia O'Keeffe in New Mexico, Architecture, Catsinum, and the Land. So this is going to be a fantastic exhibit. It's going to be up through September 11th. We also have a new exhibit that will open after that called Georgia O'Keeffe Modern Nature, and that is her work that she did in Lake George.
Wow.
So really a lot of things going on. Of course, our education programs, we always have something happening in our education annex for the community, between lectures, things for the family, arts and crafts, and things for the kids. We do a lot of school tours coming through the museum.
Oh, wonderful.
You name it, we're kind of doing a lot.
So there is both the exhibits that are certainly a great attraction for tourists, and
Yes.
and the community interface that's an important part of what the museum does.
Absolutely.
How do you see the way the two relate?
Well, that's the thing. Georgia O'Keeffe, the museum itself, has been in the community since 1997. That's when we actually were first opened our doors. And one of the things that is great for the community is not just a chance to tour the museum and see the changing exhibits like you mentioned, but a chance to go over to the education annex and take part in the programs. Sometimes they're free or very little cost. One of the things I'd like to mention specifically about the communities, we're in the midst of planning for August 25th a block party. We plan on closing down Johnson Street, working with the community. This is going to be a community event. We want organizations to partner with us, have different activities, music, wine tastings, food, you name it. It's going to be just exciting. We're really excited about doing this, and like I said, we're in the midst of planning this, but we can't wait for this to happen. She started out painting in New York.
Yes.
She had
Those are some of my favorites. I love
the buildings
urban
in New
skyline.
York, the urban. She was looking at things very differently, and then her relationship, of course, with Stieglitz. Alfred Stieglitz had his own gallery, a very popular gallery in New York at the time. He was well known for his photography, but also brought in other artists. And he began this relationship with O'Keeffe, first as an artist. He saw that she was taking her art in new directions. And that was what really drew them together. And of course, they had the long love affair over many years. And in between New York and New Mexico, he never actually visited New Mexico. He stayed in New York. He wouldn't cross the Mississippi.
Really? I didn't know that.
He did not do that. So
Ultimate New Yorker.
Exactly. And her look at the way that people know her for her flowers.
Yes.
And people know that, and the way that she actually looked at flowers in a totally different way, much like she looked at the architecture in New York in a very different way.
Yes.
And so this new exhibit kind of explores what really inspired her when she came to New Mexico: the vernacular architecture, the adobe, the Rancho de Taos church, a lot of the religious symbols, and then the land itself. She was looking at colors that she had never seen back in New York.
Right.
She did work in upstate New York, but it was very green and a very different
color palette.
Very different than New Mexico.
Okay.
So I have a role where I get to meet a lot of different people throughout the day and interact with the public coming through to sometimes revisit the museum, sometimes to visit for the first time, and it's really exciting to see the different reactions people have. Some of them it's very emotional. We've actually had people that come through the museum and it's their first time. They've always wanted to come here, and they cry. They actually cry when they see the exhibits.
Yes.
So it's
stuff.
a powerful thing. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck this summer. It'll
Thank
be a
you.
busy one, we hope.
We're looking forward to it. Thank you very much.